Original
benchmark your best
content.
characters against. Next up, we'll talk about some big improvements to the passive skill tree and we'll reveal this expansion's new skills. After discussing some balance changes and the new guild quality of life features, we'll head into a live Q&A stream where I chat with community streamer Ziggy D. Oh, and after the Q&A, we'll post the entire expansion's patch notes.
What the fuck?
I'm proud to present the official trailer for Path of Exile Scourge.
What the fuck? Oh my god, today's gonna be a long stream, boys. Holy shit, today's gonna be a long stream. Oh my god, the patch notes are coming. This is too much. It's too much. Okay.
The day the demons found. They approach your world, your Raycross.
Oh,
You
tornado!
must take the fight to them. Embrace the power
I
of
can't
chaos.
pause. Plus one's like the cold jams.
Become more than mortal.
Oh, another skill tree! No shot,
Face
bro!
the nightmare.
Wait, you can spec it? Uber in-game content. Passive free rework. Passive free masteries. Oh! What was that? Wait, what the fuck is that? That's Searing
They
Bond
are
Totem?
ravenous.
For a group?
They are endless. They are the Scourge.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Progress through your atlas. We're also introducing more types of ultra-challenging endgame content for top players who want to put their best characters to the
Me.
test.
He's talking about me.
In order to substantially shorten the length of the atlas grind, we've reduced the number of regions from 8 to 4. This implicitly reduces the number of watchstones required from 32 to 16. We have also reduced the number of maps on the atlas, so it's now approximately 100 plus the unique maps. We've rebalanced the bonuses for completing content so that by the time your atlas is fully unlocked, you'll receive a slightly higher level of benefit than you did before.
Buffs.
Because the number of regions has been halved, so have the number of atlas passive trees. There are now 4 plus the Uncharted realms. We've made each tree slightly larger and removed some less frequently used or duplicated skills. You'll still be awarded the same number of atlas passive skill points as before. With these changes, each
That
map
seems
you play
OP.
constitutes far more progress than it previously
That
did.
seems OP.
About half as much work is now required to reach Path of Exile's ultimate endgame.
Because it makes the good passive regions twice as big.
We've made some other changes to streamline the
Think
endgame
about
also. For example, now when you unveil a modifier, all tiers of that modifier are immediately unlocked to the crafting bench. This applies to every veiled modifier, including the very rare ones.
We heard about this one. This is a good change.
Many of Path of Exile's past leagues have an endgame component that is designed to challenge the best players with the best builds.
Yeah.
Over
Me.
time, more and more of Path of Exile's experienced players have managed to defeat the game's hardest content.
Me.
Our most difficult endgame content doesn't pose as much of a challenge as it once did.
It's true.
In the Scourge expansion, we have added a set of new aspirational content, Uber versions of Breach, Blight, Legion, an extension to Delirium's Simulacrum, and a revamp of Delve.
Your boss.
Walk out with multiple high-value items such as voices. Simulacrums not only represent a lot more value now, but also an opportunity to truly test your character against some of Path of Exile's hardest content. In addition, Delirium orbs are now a lot more common, and Delirium's rewards have been improved due to less popular ones like Prophecy and Talisman being removed entirely.
Okay.
We've made quite a few changes to Delve in the Scourge expansion. The first change is that we have completely rebalanced the entire thing so it's just more rewarding and more challenging at earlier depths. In general, monsters scale to have more life but less damage than before. We've improved monster skills and bio modifiers to make deeper depths more challenging to go with their better rewards. Due to these changes, we've wiped the standard Delve ladders but have retained your previous depth on your characters. To get back on the ladder, just play at whatever depth you were still able to complete. We've also improved the Delve catch-up mechanic. Previously, if you entered Delve for the first time at level 90, you'd be taken to a depth that is the equivalent of Tier 1 maps.
It's cringe.
Now you'll be taken to the equivalent of Tier 13 maps. This means that if you want, you can essentially ignore Delve until the late game rather than having to play as you go.
That's fucking good.
We've increased the base sulfite cap from 600 to 1200. Underground cities are now more common and you'll encounter bosses more often, including all.
Holy shit.
You can rarely find fractured items with delve modifiers on them. We've also increased fossil and resonator availability throughout the Azurite mine. Fossil availability outside of delve has been reduced. All resonators drops are now chaotic resonators, with alchemical resonators not dropping anymore. We've also improved the least powerful fossils.
Oh! That's
It has
good.
been a long time since we've done a big rework of Path of Exile's iconic passive skill tree, 4.
Oh my god.
These ones are designed to immediately create entirely new builds that have a lot of potential. There's also a utility skill that will help characters stay alive, a variation on an existing skill gem, and 6 new gems designed for party play.
Not cheat death.
Let's go through the new skills.
Not cheat death.
Energy Blade is a new skill that transforms your melee weapons into, well, energy blades. A large portion of your energy shield is converted into the lightning damage that these blades deal. This opens up an entirely new melee energy shield archetype, where you want to stack as much energy shield as possible to get the most powerful blades you can.
What the fuck?
Conveniently, the defenses rework in this expansion is very compatible with this plan.
What the fuck?
Temporal Rift is a new utility skill that allows you to rewind your character's state by 4 seconds. After active mana. Come to think of it, it'll be pretty cool in Delve as well if you don't mess up the timing. Temporal Rift also prevents temporal chains from affecting you while it is in use.
Okay. Ah, that's because those are
Tornado is another new skill. As the name suggests, it creates a tornado that relentlessly moves towards enemies and pulses with damage. While the tornado is forming, you have a couple of seconds where it will absorb damage from projectiles you hit it with. Fire as many projectiles as you can into it during that period, and it'll power up, greatly increasing its damage output.
The fuck?
In the Expedition expansion, we introduced a skill called Explosive Concoction.
It's trash.
Based on player feedback, we're improving the skill so that its projectiles are thrown faster, have a higher base crit chance, and have greater speed. Some development overhead. We have bundled all of the exotic ones together in a single discounted bundle for guilds that want to invest in the whole lot at once. We have also added the ability to export a CSV file of your guild stash activity log for convenient auditing. We wanted to pair functional with fun, so we've introduced guild hideouts. Guild leaders can select any in-game or microtransaction hideout that they have unlocked and create a guild hideout based on that template. These hideouts are a great place to hold guild meetings or to just have as a space for members to meet up between maps. If you're hanging out in your guild's hideout, you can use its map device as though it was your own.
Wait, how did you...
We understand that not everyone is in a guild, so there's one hideout-related feature that we wanted to mention. We have entirely removed the favor system from Path of Exile. From this expansion onwards, all hideout decorations that could previously be obtained with favor are now available to all players in unlimited quantities,
Fuck that
both personal and guild hideouts. Now, there's nothing stopping you from making the hideout of your dreams.
Importing one, he means.
We've also added a system that allows you to filter decorations by tag because there are just so many available to you by default now.
Find a fucking lead, dude. Holy shit.
Alongside Path of Exile's Scourge, we're introducing the Expedition content from our last expansion into Path of Exile's core game, with a few adjustments. Expedition artifacts are no longer tradable items, which has 2 key effects. The first is that they are automatically collected as you complete expeditions, and the second is that all characters can now engage with the Kalgoro merchants, without having to feel that their best plan is to trade the currency away to other players who may use it more efficiently than them. It's a difficult decision working out whether to make specific items tradable or not, but we feel that on balance, this new approach will solve several problems with the system. It's also worth noting that the currency items that allow you to re-roll the vendor's inventories are still tradable. You'll start finding expeditions from Act 6 onwards. There's an 8% chance for a map to contain an expedition, and they can be further augmented through investment in the appropriate Atlas passive skill tree. This is a critical part of playing an action RPG. There's a fine line before it becomes a chore, and we're trying hard to make sure that clicks on items come with appropriate reward. Expedition artifacts being automatically picked up isn't the only improvement we're making to reduce unnecessary clicks in this expansion. In order to make sure that each stack of currency items is worth a click, we're trying out a system where currency items drop less frequently, but in larger stack sizes. For example, Scrolls of Wisdom in the late game might drop 1/10 of the time, but when they do, it'll be in stacks of 6 to 14. This means that the click that you will make will gain you a much more meaningful amount of currency at once. We have applied this to many different types of currency items, and the effect of the system gets larger as you get further into the game. In addition, we've had a look at instances where item drops happen simultaneously, and we've made it so that items that can drop in stacks will automatically do so. This includes at the end of delves, incursions, rituals, blight encounters, breach zones, and the simulacrum. We have also applied this approach to many chests and areas like splinter drops throughout Path of Exile.
You're gonna need to turn on all currencies now in your loot filter.
Before we move on to our final announcement and live Q&A, let's have a quick look at the new set of supporter packs that are available right now to celebrate the launch of Path of Exile Scourge and help fund ongoing development of Path of Exile.
Let's go, baby.
Based on player feedback, we've increased the value of the $30 and $60 supporter packs by adding $5 worth of points to each one. TV/Twitch rivals to see who will decimate their competition.
Yeah, bro. 200 MS. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely win. Yeah.
That concludes the reveal portion of this live stream. Keep an eye on our news next week as we reveal more
200
details
MS
about the
gaming.
Scourge expansion. In the meantime, these reveals are already live on YouTube for you to link to your friends in case they missed the live stream. Please do
Havoc's gonna
so
win.
and join us as we battle the Scourge alongside you next week. It's now time for the Q&A. If you have any questions about what we've shown you today, please get them ready because I'm about to be joined by Ziggy D as we answer your questions from Twitch chat, and after that, we'll be posting the full Path of Exile Scourge patch notes.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. The full patch notes. This is too much information! The amount of overload, dude. Oh my god. Guys, anyone who's... If you guys cringe at Ziggy D, you will be banned immediately, okay?
Just need to view the initial version of what we release as testing, right? Like, you know, have a go, give us some feedback, and then play it properly when it comes out in 3.17.
You've certainly
Oh,
hyped this,
shit.
Chris. So
The
I'm
full
pretty
release in
eager to give it a try.
3.17.
See what it's all about.
I'm
eh?
gonna do a subathon next one.
Its final name probably won't be
Subcon
hard mode
3.17,
after that,
chat.
right? Like, everyone's
Facts.
going to get confused when we announce some mode, and they're like, is this an addition to hard mode?
That's going to be hard to change the name now. You've said it so many times. Let's move on to a different topic, changing pace a little bit. The new end game. Previously, the initial round of conquerors were quite straightforward, but then things got a lot more complex as you needed to start targeting specific zones and moving watchstones around, especially if you wanted to be efficient, not accidentally do content that didn't make you any progress and all of that. It was a whole thing. So how does the new 4-region atlas affect the conqueror cycle now? Is it just like super straightforward the whole way?
Here, unless we had some kind of thing. And I've got this dream here, this is me ranting now, where build guides on the website are consolidated in a better place. And when you put a build guide together, you have the ability to like choose all the bits and pieces with the user interface, but it includes snapshotting the tree at different levels. So you'd say like, here's the order you allocate the stuff. And then when someone imports your build guide from the forum into their character that they're playing online, it shows the ghost of the tree using the planner there, and all of this kind of fancy stuff. Like you look at the quest reward window and it highlights the quest rewards that are relevant to the build guide that you've selected for your character, blah, 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 blah.
Sick.
That would be nice. However, because we have this grand idea of doing that one day, we haven't just turned on the thing we made a while ago. I like the way that the developers who would have to implement this are sending me. We feel that's appropriate when we had some things to the game like Caustic Arrow a very long time ago, where there just weren't support gems that really worked with it. It's just Caustic Arrow, it just does damage. And everyone else has to use support gems. And that's the kind of case there where we see something like that. And to some extent, Damage Over Time was a bit like it, where it isn't as supportable as the rest of the game. And that's the case where we feel it can go on gear, so those people have an option to actually invest in doing what they should be doing.
Okay. All right. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out then. I've got a couple questions from chat. Can you explain in more details how the evasion changes will work and how the entropy system will now feel?
So the goal with the evasion changes is that evasion as a core thing is more punchy than before.